welcome back to today's video. I, Shrishti Mishra, legal attorney, LEXCLIQ and Company, is going to present today's video topic, that is Article 13 of our Indian Constitution, which is justifiability of fundamental right. So, in this video, we will be talking about all these, which includes some 3 doctrines. So, we will be discussing about everything in this video. So, starting with. So Article 13, it's give teeth to the fundamental right. Okay, fundamental rights. It lays down the rules of interpretation in regards to the law and which is inconsistent to fundamental right. Okay, so our Indian Constitution. Our Indian Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. So there were 2 laws, which is first law, existing law. Second was the future law, upcoming law, जो after after the constitution was came into force, after that which law are going to be formed. उससे पहले के भी law थे which were made by the Britishers, and these are known as pre-constitutional law, and future law known as post-constitutional law. So this is where the existing law was with the Article 13 subclause 1, and future law contain Article 13 subclause 2. So talking about the what was the existing law, pre-constitutional law. So it is the inconsistence with law, fundamental right shall be void. Okay, it shall be void, whereas post-constitutional law deals with inconsistence with fundamental right, otherwise it shall be void. Okay, so in this Article 13 there are 3 doctrines. Okay, 3 doctrines, which a first doctrine, starting with the first doctrine. The first doctrine is doctrine of severability, that is separation. So this is a law where a law become from the inconsistent when it's infringe the fundamental right. Okay, so under this law, so the law which is inconsistent with fundamental right shall be separate from the rest of the law. Okay, so starting with one of the case study. So case study, that is A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras. What happened here, that in this case section 14 of the Detention Act 1950 was challenged by A.K. Gopalan on the ground that the detention was unlawful according to him. He found that the detention is arrest. So arrest जिस वजह से हुआ, that is unlawful, and it's violate his right, it's fundamental right under Article 21, which is right to personal liberty. So what happened that, but talking about this section 14, that is Detention Act, in this act it is strictly mentioned that no one is allowed to move to the court, for telling that challenging that my detention is unlawful. For any kind of detention, no person is allowed to move to the court for challenging this act. So but still the A.K. Gopalan was challenged in the court, telling that his detention is unlawful and his fundamental right is violated, Article 21, which is right to personal liberty. So what happened, that provides that no right to the detained to disclose his grounds in the court. Okay, so this was the section 14 of the Detention Act 1950. So by applying this doctrine of severability, so what happened, that Supreme Court held that only section 14 of Detention Act 1950 was violated by violating the fundamental right. Hence section 14 was severed from the act, मतलब separate कर दिया गया. Rest of the act remained the same. Only this was made that जो part violate करा था fundamental right को, they separated that act. Rest all the act was same. So this was first doctrine of severability, which is separation. So second doctrine was doctrine of eclipse. So we all know what is eclipse. Eclipse in it's like it is grahan lag jana. So this we'll talking about somewhere same. So doctrine of eclipse: any law which is inconsistent with fundamental right is not invalid. Okay, कोई भी law which is inconsistent with fundamental law is not invalid. It is not deal with it will become inoperative somewhere where it's found inconsistent, but it is not invalid. Okay, the inconsistency can be removed by the constitutional amendment, and till the time the law is violated, the fundamental right, it will be overshadow. Okay, वो ग्रहण एक टाइप से overshadow कर देगा fundamental right, and to end with the amendment. And if the violation is talked about, then violation on end, then the law still become operative again. So till the time if we found that our fundamental right is inconsistent, at that time shadow lag jayega uspe, but after that when we find that now it's okay, so after that it's become operative again, the fundamental right. So one of the case law, which is Bikaji Narayan Darkash versus State of Madhya Pradesh. So in this case, validity of Bigar Motor Vehicle Act 1947 was challenged when the entire monopoly on motor transport was given by the state, and hence violating the Article 19 subclause 1 and subclause G. So what happened that now where in 1950 there was first constitutional amendment where it took place. In this article 19 subclause 6 was authorized by the government to monopolize any business, and Supreme Court held that the effect of this amendment can remove the shadow of Benar Motors Vehicle Act, that is 1947. So this is the second doctrine, that is doctrine of eclipse. Second one is doctrine of waiver. Okay, so doctrine of waiver, our right is of two. First one is legal right, second one is a fundamental right. So suppose here I give an example that you are walking on a road where a car hits you, okay, and you get hurt from that car. Are you allowed to file the case to that person who from which you get hurt? Are you allowed? So yes, you are allowed to file a case on that person. But now suppose that the person who was driving the car were your friend, relative, anyone. Now what will you do? Are you still going to file the case on that person who is a friend or relative? The answer would be no, I guess that. Why? Because he is my friend, he is my relative. चलो हो गया, गलती से हो गया. So you won't file a case on that person. But if that person is unknown, you will definitely file your case. That's a legal right. Whereas now, if that person found to be a relative or friend, you waive your right. Okay, चलो कोई नहीं, जाने दो. So this is in legal right you can do, but whereas talking about fundamental right, you are not allowed to waive off your right. So one can voluntarily waive legal right, however one cannot waive off their fundamental right. So you are not allowed to waive off your fundamental right, which is your fundamental right, and fundamental right is based on public policy. Thus what happens that individuals are not allowed to waive off your such fundamental rights. Also in this constitution where the court mandate of the court are enforced and guaranteed, even if one might wish to waive off. Okay, so one want to wish to waive off their right, fundamental right. This is not possible. You cannot waive off your fundamental right, but you can waive off your legal right. So this is three doctrine, which is doctrine of severability, separation, doctrine of eclipse, ग्रहण एक तरीके से, doctrine of waive off. No, that person found to be relative, I can waive off my right. So you cannot waive your right, fundamental right you cannot waive off, which is guaranteed by the constitution code, and you can waive off your legal right. So this is all about the today's video. So I found that I believe that you found that video useful. If you find this video useful, go and smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your feedback in the comment box below down. Till then, take care. Goodbye.